Hi everyone, I want to put out one more video for psychology as a science and give you some feedback on the first draft as well as look ahead to just a few last things for the rest of the semester because it's coming up quickly. So with the first draft, everyone who turned their first draft in for a grade should have theirs back definitely by now. If you don't, please email me. I thought people put a lot of good effort forward on the first draft. Please make sure that you see the areas of feedback both on your rubric and within your Word document. You should have two areas of feedback from me. If you don't, or if you don't see them, rather, please email me as well. One important announcement or insight is how I grade the final draft. This is pretty important. What I do for the final draft, in grading your final draft, is I pull up your first draft because I have it saved on my computer. So I pull up your first draft, and then I pull up your final draft and I compare them. And I compare what kind of improvements you have made. So, and I also look at the feedback that I gave you and all of that to see what happened. Now, if you got a 95 on your first draft or somewhere around there, maybe there's not a whole lot of improvements to be made, and that's okay. You put in all the hard work and everything for the first shot, and your kind of reward is that you don't have to do too much for the second draft. If you got an 80 or 70 or lower on your first draft, you're really not guaranteed to get that grade again. So if you got let's say an 80 on your first draft, that's a good grade. But I also probably gave you some pretty significant feedback. When you submit your final draft, you're not guaranteed to get an 80 or higher. If there's no improvement, if there's nothing there, if you just resubmitted or you only changed one or two minor things, so if they were just kind of like the easy fixes, but you didn't fix the more substantial things, like if you just fixed a few edits, but I made a lot of comments about how the organization of your paper wasn't clean and that wasn't addressed, then you're probably going to see the same grade or lower. Because the purpose of the final draft is for you to work on your paper and develop it. And that is the same for anyone who got, an 80, an 85, a 70, a 60, 50, anywhere around there. Is just to make some improvement. So the partner critiques are due this Friday, I believe. People who ask for an extension have a few more days before it's due, so refer to the announcements on that. Make sure you're CCing me when you email it back to your partner, so just refer to my partner critique announcement to review how to submit that, please. There is an extra credit opportunity. I posted that in Module 9, which is the last module. So please look for that document there, which has a link in it, and you can earn a few points of extra credit, which is great. In order to earn those points, you need to take a screenshot of the confirmation or the final page when you complete the research study. So it's like a 10 or 15 minute research study that's from a graduate student. And if you complete it, just please take a screenshot of that final confirmation page. Or if he gives you like an ID number or a code at the end, you can just give me that code or ID number too. Just some way to prove that you completed the study. Okay. Maybe one last thing I'm thinking of right now is that I get this question towards the end of the semester quite a bit. When you go onto Blackboard has some scheme with grading. Like if you have 400 points in the class, it's going to say you have some grade. If you want to figure out your grade for the semester, do not use Blackboard. Well, you have to use Blackboard. Take your points from Blackboard. So take your total amount of points that you've earned for the course, and then look at the syllabus, and it will tell you if you got 630 points, then you got an A in the course. If you got 570 points, you got a B in the course. So that's how I do the grading. Blackboard, the only thing that's important on Blackboard are the actual point totals. It doesn't matter if it says you got an A. So I take your grade, your point total from Blackboard, and I use it on the syllabus. So point total, compare it to the syllabus, and you will get your grade. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, but that's usually something that sometimes people get confused over because Blackboard does its own thing with calculating grades. I just pull the point total and compare it to the syllabus, which is the right way to calculate your grade. So, lastly, student evaluation. So, or teacher evaluations rather. I've been evaluating you all semester. Now you can evaluate me. So if you follow the links, you can complete the teacher evaluation, and the information is in the announcement that I posted this video with. I've really enjoyed working with you all semester. I have had a lot of students this semester, and I've learned a lot, I think, from a lot of you. Which has been really nice. It's been great to have a large amount of students and working with you guys, and reading your work and talking through emails and getting to know some of you a little bit more. So I thank you all for that. I hope you've had some good learning experiences through this whole psychology as a science process, even though it was probably really hard. Um, I hope that it was a good learning experience. I know that those are some of my best learning experiences in college were the really tough courses. So I hope maybe you found that too. And feel free to email me, guys, over the next couple of weeks about anything. Thanks.